2 weeks ago, I made a video on what I found to be the hardest prison to escape from in the Escapists 2. This time, I want to approach from a different angle, showing the prisons I think are the best, either from how interesting the escape is, the fun factor, the design of the prison, or even just the theming. There are so many good prisons in this game, it really is hard to choose, but for me, the DLC prisons really take centre stage, for reasons which will become obvious. Speaking of theming, I honestly think the first prison I'm going to show has the best in the game, with its constant torrential rain and thunder, zombified guards, and decorations. This prison also has a pretty unique escape where you need to complete an 8-part quest in order to get a special item which you can use to break free. The inmate with the quest is always the first one on the selection screen. For me, this was Dane, so my first task was to find him at morning roll call. Now these tasks vary in terms of what you have to do, from collecting items from desks to sneaking into restricted areas, but for now, what I have to do is more than doable, starting with taking a zombie's hand from one of the desks and giving it to Dane. The hand is a contraband item, so I can't get through any of the detectors without setting off the alarms, but luckily there's another way into the cafeteria without them, so I can pass the hand over and start the next task a bit quicker. I can't just complete the tasks, as I've still got to turn up to the events going on throughout the day, shown in the top right corner. Other than roll call and lights out, these can be skipped at the expense of a higher security level, but this isn't ideal as either more guards patrol the prison making my job of searching desks harder, or the dogs come out and they detect contraband on you. The second task required me to craft a fake flower, which is easy enough getting 3 items from different desks, and the third one just needed me to take an energy drink from the very first desk. It wasn't long until I was on step 4. The first thing I needed to do was craft a padded inmate outfit for one of the guards, but first I needed to raise my intellect by reading at the library before I could do this. I don't personally think I've been this excited to get to the library before, but after a narrow scrape I signed myself up for a library card and got to reading. Reading takes up energy, which is regenerated by eating, sleeping, showering, or sitting. Although sitting gets energy back the slowest, I used the seat in the room as it was so convenient. Now I just needed to combine the duct tape, inmate outfit, and the book together that I'd put in my desk earlier and hand it over. After noticing my clothes had somehow disappeared in the process, I managed to put some on before the guards took me out and I was good to go. I then went searching for axe components, which are unique to this prison, which I have to use to beat up one of the inmates. After making the axe, I found my mark outside. Ideally, I should have waited for him to be inside before attacking, as the snipers ended up seeing me and taking out most of my health, only to get finished off by him when he was only 1 hit away. At this point, I thought I'd have to start over, because you need to use the specific items shown on the map, meaning if I used another axe, it wouldn't count and my other one was taken off me. Before I reset though, I thought I'd just see if it would count if I finished him off by punching him, considering I'd already used the axe a bit already, and luckily it actually worked. Once my shift making trick-or-treat bags for the people outside was over, I started on the hardest task this escape has you do. The only thing I need to do is get a book from a desk, but the catch is that it's in one of the guard rooms downstairs, locked behind a red door, which will require a red key held by 3 of the 18 guards. Just like the other video, specific guards have the key, which can be found out from the menu screen, but I didn't look it up prior to make it more of a challenge for myself. There may have been a little bit of regret after the 7th guard I took out still didn't have the key, but at least I get to see who I've checked on the map so I don't beat up the same guard multiple times. There was one moment during lights out when I hit one of the guards as he was leaving roll call so I could beat him up in my room when I had an incident you could have taken from an old black and white movie. Every time I hit him he seemed to do a frame perfect block until I ran out of energy and had to keep running laps to get more energy until I finally just cut my losses. It got so ridiculous that almost every guard on the map had been checked, but guard 8 luckily had what I needed. While I was looking for the key though, I did find out an interesting secret about the guards. So it's their outfits that make them special. I never knew that. I had no idea. When I made the fake red key, I put on the guard uniform and stole the book from the guard room. My heat was getting pretty high, but I managed to get in and out before anything went wrong. Okay. Good, hopefully this is an easier task. I think that took me, 25 minutes? Only 2 tasks were left at this point, but they were both easy enough. I just had to find the components to make a flimsy shovel and a super knuckle duster to help Dane out. After that was done though, I finally got the key to the crypt and I could make my escape. The next prison is from the Glorious Regime DLC, putting us in a prison under the control of the Glorious Leader. What I love about this prison is how creative it is with its unique dictatorship theme with all the indoctrinated inmates and guards. I love the decorations around the prison too, but what trumps all of this is the music. Need I say more? Now onto the escape itself. It may be short, but it's a lot of fun to pull off, especially if you try and speedrun it. The escape requires me to slow my heart rate using 2 ice blocks duct taped to my chest so the guards think I'm dead and remove me from the prison. To do this, the only items I need to pull off the escape are the heart rate slower and a medic uniform, the latter of which is needed to access a desk containing one of the 2 ice blocks required for the heart rate slower. The other ice block is in a random desk within the prison. On my first attempt at this escape, I actually spent over an hour trying to find the ice block, as it turned out it wasn't in any of the accessible desks. This just left one of the desks locked behind a door. Don't even get me started on how hard it is to steal a key in this prison with all the detectors and open spaces for snipers to take a shot, as I'd probably be here for some time. Let's just say that attempt wasn't my finest hour. On my next attempt, I got cut a bit of slack and actually managed to find the ice block within a few minutes, which I feel like I deserved at that point for what I just put up with. To craft the heart rate slower, I needed to get up to 50 intelligence, which is gained from reading at the library. This prison conveniently has an infirmary opposite, so I could take the odd power nap to regain stamina until I got the intelligence I needed. It is a bit worrying that I spent all that time in the library just to find I needed to put a piece of duct tape on 2 ice blocks, but here we are. To make the medic outfit, I needed to combine some bleach and an inmate or guard outfit, and of course I went with the guard outfit because I like a good challenge, and totally not because I forgot I could use an inmate outfit. This part was optional, but I decided to make a contraband pouch so I could get through to the infirmary without setting off the alarms. After I got the final ice block, I made the heart rate slower and managed to make my escape. I hope this has shown you why I love this game so much and why you should consider playing it for yourself. Not sponsored, by the way. Thank you for making it to the end, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.